Howdy Saints fans, I'm Dave Cariello from Canal Chronicles, and welcome into another edition of What Up With That? Alright, our first question comes from D. Carmen in Hammond, Louisiana, and he wants to know who I think is a better or a more intriguing prospect, Rufus Johnson or Salim Hakeem. Honestly, I don't really know too much about either of these guys. Rufus Johnson obviously is new. But I would say Rufus Johnson probably has the better chance of making the team and making an impact. Salim Hakeem is a wide receiver, and the Saints have quite the bounty of decent wide receivers. A lot of young guys like Kenny Stills and Nick Toon. Those guys I would expect to do bigger and better things than Salim Hakeem. So it's easier for him, I think, to get lost in the crowd. Rufus Johnson, he's on a defense that's not so great. They're already kind of redoing everything. He's definitely got a better opportunity, and hopefully we see big things from both of them, though. Next up is a question from our man in Metri Man. He wants to know my thoughts on Nick Toon. My thoughts on Nick Toon are I'm excited to see him this year. Last season, he spent the obligatory season on IR, the Sean Payton mandatory IR season for wide receivers. So this is it. He's had the year to observe. He's had the year to learn the playbook. He's a young guy. He was fairly hyped coming out of the draft last year. So I would say that we need to see big things from him. Otherwise, anything less than that would really be disappointing. So Nick Toon and Kenny Stills both are the two guys I'm going to be watching for sure once training camp opens up this year. Neer wants to know about the Jack linebacker. He wants to know who I think is going to be starting once training camp and preseason is over, whether it's going to be Junior Gillette or Will Smith. That is a loaded question. It is way too early to tell. We have to go through an entire training camp. We didn't see anything as far as OTAs are concerned. So, if you're asking who I like better, honestly, I think they both have different qualities about them that would make them perfect for the Jack linebacker spot. But I think you got to give it to Gillette. He's younger. I think he might be a little bit hungrier. But I would really love to see the transition from defensive end to linebacker work for Will Smith. So, I'm banking on both of them. Who says they both can't work out? I think really what you're going to see, you're just going to see a rotation of all different kinds of guys, situational stuff. So it's going to be like the wide receivers. There is really no starter or second or anything like that. Everybody just has their role and knows their role and does their job. Who will have the worst season, Patrick Robinson or Roman Harper? That's what Jeremy Sherwin wants to know. I definitely got to go with Patrick Robinson. I'm really not the biggest Patrick Robinson fan as far as from the football field is concerned. And Roman Harper, I'm not as much of a hater on Roman Harper as a lot of other Saints fans are. Roman Harper can be a damn good defensive ball player. I think you just got to get him doing the things that he's good at and reducing the amount of time he's doing the things he's not so good at, and that would be coverage. But he's great at rushing the quarterback. He's a good thumper. And I think if you just get him doing more of that, which I think Rob Ryan will do, I think Rob Ryan's going to do a much better job of using everybody to the best of their ability. But I think if Roman Harper does those things and that's all you're expecting out of him, then I think he's a damn good safety, and he can definitely have a place here in the Saints defensive lineup. All right, we're going to finish it up with some rapid-fire questions from Tommy V. He gave me a bunch of questions, and I'll just give him a bunch of quick answers. First, he wants to know if I think Drew will throw for over 5,000 yards again this season. No, I don't. He wants to know if I think Gillette will have at least 10 sacks this season. No, I don't. It'll be close, but not 10. Do I think Roman Harper deserves to be on this team? I just answered that question. Absolutely, yes, I do. There you go, Tommy V. Ask and you shall receive. That about wraps things up, folks. Thanks for watching another edition of our Saints Mailbag series, What Up With That? Until next time, I'm Dave Cariello from Canal Chronicles.